1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, my name is Brian Parham and I'm the founder of the Rock Dojo in Portland, Oregon, where we teach kids between 1st and 5th grade how to rock on the guitar in after-school classes. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at your first chord progression. Now, this is part of a new series, your first 5 chord progressions for kids. In our last series, you learned how to play the E, the A, the D, the G, and the C chord, and now we're going to learn how to combine those chords to make compelling chord progressions. Now, the first question is, what is a chord progression? Super simple, it's just a repeating pattern of chords. In this case, we're looking at one of the most common chord progressions, which is called the 1-4-5. We're in the key of A. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, the key of A just means our starting note is A. And the way that we find those chords is by playing the major scale. 1, 2. I'm just going to play it first. That's the major scale. I'm just going to count up 1. So 1 is A. 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 note is D. And finally 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is an E note. So now I'm going to translate those into chords. And if this went past your head, don't worry about it. It takes a long time to kind of understand the major scale and the chords. But just know, in the key of A, the chords are 1 is the A, the 1 chord is A, the 4 chord is D, and I found that by using the major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 chord is E, and I found that from using the major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I have the notes A, D, and E, and in chords it sounds like this: A, D, and E. Now just a quick review of those chords. The A chord is one of these are all the most popular guitar chords. They're going to show up all the time. So the A chord, the rock and roll A chord that I like, I just take one finger, my pointer finger, and I just put it across the D, G, and B strings, and I strum down from the A string down to the B string. Now we already covered this in a previous lesson, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The D chord looks like a little pyramid. I'm going to take my index finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. I'm going to take my middle finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the E string, and then I'm going to take my ring finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the B string, and we have that D chord. Now I like to take my thumb over to lock out those strings. That way I can hit it nice and hard, but that's your D chord right there. And if you're having trouble following along, just refer back to the previous lessons where I covered this much more in depth. And finally we have the E chord, and I'm just going to review quickly. The E chord looks like this. This is a fun one because you can hit all the strings of the guitar, not have to worry about deadening the strings. I'm taking the index finger, putting it on the 1st fret of the G string, 1st fret of the G string, then I'm going to take my ring finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the D string, as in dynamite. I'm going to take my middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string. That's your E chord. Now that we know those 3 chords, we're just going to combine them in the easiest way possible, which is with whole notes. So I'm going to stay for 2 measures on each. It's going to sound like this. I'm going to go real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4 to D, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4 to E, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, back to A if you want to repeat. A, here comes D, D, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4 to E, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 to A, 2, 3, 4. Now I realize it's going to take a lot longer to play that than what I just did. If you're new to this, it's going to take time. When you first get going, learning these chords and learning to switch is incredibly difficult. You may want to just strum, take your hand off, go to the next shape. Take your hand off. It's super important because you're getting used to forming those chords. Take your hand off and just switch back and forth between those 3 chords until you get used to them. And once you get used to them, then add that whole note. The whole note lasts for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna play through it one last time. Whole note, 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There you have it. Good luck with this guitar lesson. There's a free blog post on it. I'll put the link in the comment section. And remember, the more you practice, the better you get. The better you get, the more you practice.